Hello everyone, welcome to this special session where we discuss the key highlights of the Finance Bill 2025, particularly focusing on important amendments in GST applicable for the financial year 2025 and 26. I am Deepak Aggarwal and today we will break down the major GST provision and their impact on businesses. The first amendment is mandatory registration for input service provider effective from 1st April 2025. The major first change is regarding the registration of ISD. Government has amended Section 2 Clause 61 of GST Act. Now mandates ISD registration for ITC distribution on interstate and reverse charge mechanism supplies. This means that organization has to issue cross charge billing from their local GST registration to ISD registration before distributing it. This is in case of RCM. And other than RCM, registered person has to take the ISD registration and then he will distribute the ITC to the other GSTN on the same pen through this ISD registration. So now it has been mandatory. Preferably, this ISD registration is generally taken at head office address. The second amendment pertains to the UIM, Unique Identification Marking. This effective date is to be notified. This is applicable on specific goods and specific person which is yet to be notified. For example, this for specific products like tobacco, pan masala will be notified later on. A new clause 116 has been added in section 2 for defining UIM. What is UIM? A specific marking will be added on the packages, on the products to ensure the ITC claims are genuine and goods are properly tracked. Section 148 says about the procedure, and a new section has been introduced 112B which defines the penalties for non-compliance this UIM and TTM, which will be 1 lakh or 10%, 1 lakh plus 1 lakh, 1 lakh for center, 1 lakh there will be for state. So in my opinion, it is 2 lakh or 10%, whichever is higher. Now we come to the third amendment, which is related to the plant or machinery under section 17(5)(d), which has been amended with retrospectively with effect from 1st July 2017. The term plant or machinery replaced with plant and machinery. This nullifies the Supreme Court Safari's retreat judgment and disallow ITC on plant even if it is embedded with machinery. Now, businessmen may receive notices under section 73, not under 74. It is not a fraud because it is a legal interpretation. So now this Supreme Court judgment is going to be nullified. Now we come to the fourth amendment, which is related to the section 34. It speaks about the ITC reversal in case of credit note for tax liability. Now it is supplier responsibility to ensure the buyer has reversed the ITC in his GSTR 3B. If the buyer doesn't reverse the ITC, the supplier can't reduce his output tax liability. This has already been started in Jan 25 GST returns and will be met with IMS. This is a welcome change. Government has shifted the onus of this to the supplier. Now, next amendment is related to the pre-deposit for appeals. Under section 107 112, government has done the amendment and says that a minimum 10% of pre-deposit of the penalty amount is now mandatorily for filing an appeal with appellate authorities or appellate tribunals. This applies only when the order pertains exclusively to penalties. The tax pre-deposit requirement remains unchanged. Now, if we talk about only penalty orders, then it is basically applicable on the bogus billing, where a broker receive goods or services fake, take credit and then supply to the another person fake. So tax liability nullifies, but government may impose penalty in that case. So basically, government has widened his scope of applying the penalties. The next amendment is related to the vouchers. Government has removed the time of supply in case of vouchers and says that it is not a time of supply because voucher is just nothing like that a supply. It is like cash or actionable claims. The GST will apply in case of underlying asset mentioned or using the vouchers will be sale or will be transferred, then in that case GST liability will arise. So in last, these were the key highlights of the GST related amendments in Finance Bill 2025. These changes will have significant implications on tax compliance, ITC claims, and GST litigation. So, if you have any question or need further clarification, feel free to reach out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. Thank you for watching and stay informed.